Hey, it is Sue Rogers here from Sue Rogers Unedited. We're going to talk a little today about the alcohol and coffee addiction cycle. I'm on a roll this week. The other episode this week is about type 1 diabetes and my real thoughts on it. Today, alcohol and coffee addiction and my real thoughts on it. Keeping it effing real this week. And I'm going to talk about this one because this one is from me, yours truly, and my experience with alcohol and coffee addiction. When my kids were little, actually it started with my first job in college. I worked as a secretary for an electrical distribution office, which it was a fine job. My dad was an electrical contractor. So I grew up in the world of construction, kind of, with what my dad did. And working in the office was easy because I already had done paperwork for my parents' business. But what I'm getting at here is that this office would be freezing. Okay. I'm the person who's always cold. And when you're working in a big giant warehouse and the little office area, you're generally there's not good heating system or air conditioning system in a lot of these buildings, old school, big warehouse buildings. So I was always cold. So in the wintertime, in order to keep my hands thawed while I was having to type all these entries, I started drinking coffee. But let me be clear on this. I would pour like a fourth of a cup of coffee into my mug and then add maybe sometimes half a cup and then add an entire packet of instant hot chocolate into it. And that was my coffee. So really mostly it was hot chocolate, but I needed the warm cup to help thaw my hands out so I could keep typing. So that kind of got me started on that. It wasn't even for the purpose of caffeine. It was the purpose of thawing out my hands. And if I were a smarter, more intelligent person back then, I would have just drank a cup of hot water if that's all I was really trying to do was warm up my hands. So later, let's fast forward to a few years into having kids. And I was like, oh, I really remember that warm drink feeling being I don't know, calming, soothing. Having a warm drink for me is just kind of like a habit thing. And it was comforting. So my reward for getting up early with my kids, especially when they were babies and didn't sleep that well at night, was to get up and make myself my mocha. And at that point at home, I was adding some milk to it. It was like part milk, part water, 1 scoop of hot chocolate mix, 1 scoop of instant coffee mix. It was not fancy coffee, you guys, at all. You hardcore coffee drinkers are probably listening to this and going, oh my gosh, that is not coffee. And it wasn't. It mostly was hot chocolate. So that's what I did. And that little bit of caffeine in the morning was great. Let's also preface that occasionally I would have toxic Starbucks drinks. Because if you're drinking Starbucks and you're getting anything other than straight black coffee, or maybe coffee with a little bit of cream in it, you're drinking a milkshake. Frappuccinos are not coffee, you guys. You might as well go to McDonald's and just get a freaking milkshake because you're getting the same nutritional quality there as you are at Starbucks. Don't think just because it's Starbucks that it's fancy and it's really coffee. And a lot of their syrups and other ingredients are toxic. Okay, if you didn't know that, now you know. Information is power. Knowledge is power. So there's a major thing still going on, and I was a part of it. So I'm not just gonna I'm not saying this to make anyone feel bad. I'm saying this because I see you. It was me. I was there. Coffee in the morning to get going. Okay, I gotta get up, do all these things for these kids, take care of all this other stuff, maybe work. If you're working, I worked part-time, but I was full-time mom, taking care of the home, doing yard work, doing the cleaning. I didn't have a cleaning lady. I still don't have a cleaning lady. I am the cleaning lady, and sometimes she does a shitty job. get up, get that caffeine in the morning. Okay, I woke up. Hooray, I can treat myself with a drink. And then the day goes on. And sometimes you got to have a second coffee. It's like, oh my gosh, this day is going on and on and on. I need more energy. Really, you don't need more energy from caffeine. You just need maybe better sleep or other nutrients from food that is not caffeine, the right vitamins, the right minerals. Your body may just be depleted of all the things that it naturally needs for energy. And you think you need caffeine because that's what we're like advertised at everywhere. Then once your day is kind of winding down at night, you're like, okay, cool. I made it to the time of day now where it's socially acceptable to have a drink, and I'm going to have a drink to relax. You guys, when I think about how this was my mindset for a really long time, and I say it out loud, it sounds stupid, right? Like, does that not sound crazy to anyone else but me? Say that out loud to yourself. I gotta have this caffeine in the morning to get up and get going. And in order to relax at night, I have to have alcohol. Or maybe it's weed. I don't know. Our bodies are not designed for that. Our bodies are designed to function really well when we take care of them. But a lot of us don't take care of ourselves because we're so busy taking care of everybody else. And what's the other thing I was just reading about how, like, if you're near your 40s, maybe younger, maybe older, and can relate to this, we were raised being able to like be independent, go to college, get your career, be able to be financially independent and do everything on your own and be that independent woman. But then also you still have to take care of all the homemaker jobs and things at the same time. Take care of the house, take care of the kids, work your job, fucking not lose your mind at the same time. Like, it's no wonder we all are, I have to have caffeine in the morning to be able to function. And then I'm so wired by the end of the day from everything and not really being able to just breathe that I got to relax with alcohol at night to shut my brain off and to wind everything down. It is a vicious, vicious cycle. And it's no surprise that all of the health issues that women tend to have, we do it to ourselves, you guys. Like, look at what we're doing to our bodies. Instead of just being like, nope, I'm going to go to bed. I'm going to do everything I can so that I get a good night's sleep, which I think I've talked about before. Like, completely darken your room. Have the room temperature be cool. Wear a sleep mask to block out any light. If I sleep with a mask on, you guys, I sleep with an eye mask. I sleep with earplugs. I have 3 pillows as a barricade around me. Like, I'm not fucking around when I go to sleep. When I go to sleep, I am there to sleep. Don't mess with me. Now, when you have babies, it's harder because you got to get up with them in the middle of the night. But I promise, it does get better. There's sometimes nights where I randomly wake up in the middle of the night. Or like right now, my kids are teenagers and one of them comes home later at night, and then my brain is, wanting to make sure that I hear him come home at night. And I'm like, no, it's gonna be okay. If something happens, call me. So what are you doing? What can you do to break the cycle? What do you need to do to take care of yourself so that you're getting the rest that you need? What nutrients are you putting into your body? If your body is depleted on all the essential nutrients that it needs, you're not going to have energy. And then that caffeine that you're putting into your system is going to like spike your energy briefly, and then it's going to crash. And then you're like, I got to have more. And then it's going to crash. And I got to have more. And I got to crash. Like alcohol, you drink a certain amount and you're like, oh, well, now that I drink this amount, I don't feel anything. So now I got to drink a little more. And now I got to drink a little more. And now I got to drink a little more. You guys, it's an addiction. It's an addiction cycle. Alcohol is promoted wildly in our culture. And you guys, I still drink on occasion. I am not here to shame anyone. Every once in a while, I still have coffee. Mostly I drink things that have green tea and B vitamins in them now. And that's where my energy comes from, because probably depleted on B vitamins. And that's what was really the issue. Not your body is not depleted on caffeine because it needs caffeine to survive. Like, that is not a thing. Your body is not depleted. You're not low on alcohol because your body needs alcohol to survive. That's not a thing. Get some blood work done. See where your levels are in your system. There's even certain just like at home urine test things that you can check for where your levels are at. Like there's so many ways you can check, or just, how do I feel? Do I feel like shit? What am I putting into my body? Am I getting any exercise? Am I getting any fresh air and sunlight? Am I eating garbage? If you eat garbage, you're going to feel like garbage. It's not complicated. If you eat good and things found in nature, if you eat things found in nature, natural, that your body is designed to process, you're going to feel good. If you get good sleep, you're going to feel good. If you get fresh air, your body is going to thank you. If you get some sunlight, if you walk around barefoot and ground with the earth, there's a transfer of ions that happens between you and the earth. Sounds like some hippy dippy shit, but it's real, you guys. Like, how did our ancestors survive without Starbucks? And well, they actually, I'm reading this really cool book. They did do alcohol way back in the day. Like, alcohol's not anything new. And in certain times in history, alcohol was safer to drink than the water because the water was poison and would kill you. So it's about not needing it to function, because your body doesn't really need it to function. You just got to break that addiction cycle and get out of it. And then know that when you want to enjoy it, and you can, if it's not something that having just one is going to derail you, then you have the one and you're like, oh, I'm okay, I'm fine. If I have regular coffee now, you guys, I have it because I still like the flavor and the taste of it, but it doesn't do anything for me. It actually doesn't ever make me feel good internally. The last time I had one, I was like, that wasn't really worth it at all, because I get my energy from other places now, and from good sleep, and from nature, and fresh fruit and vegetables. And I could go on more and more about this, but I think that's enough for today. So look at changing the habit. Replace the habit with something healthier. Okay, if you like having a warm cup of something in the morning, do it, but use tea, which I know it's not the same. But on Amazon, there is a brand of, it's a tea bag. It's all herbs. It's actually really good for your gut. Tastes just like coffee, and I swear it does because I've used it. And I actually had a friend of mine use it. She's like, oh my gosh, that really does taste like coffee, but it's not coffee, it's herbs, which herbs are so much better for the body in general. So replace the habit so that you still have that same habit and you're not feeling deprived, but do it with something that's actually healthy for you and is going to help you. That is my suggestion. Clearly, I'm not a doctor or giving medical advice, but these are things that are helpful or might be helpful for you. And I actually really care about people feeling good. I am a feelings person. I can feel other people's feelings, that empath type thing. And when you feel good, like, I love seeing people feel good, because I know what it is like when I feel good. And when we all feel good, we're happier and just better people in general. So work on it. If you have any pointers or tips on things that work for you and have helped you with cutting back on coffee and alcohol, please share either on Facebook or Instagram at balancedaylife.com, or even comment if you're watching on YouTube. Leave a comment in there too, so that we can help each other. And as always, I appreciate you guys listening. Follow me over on Spotify, Anchor, YouTube, Sue Rogers Unedited at Balanced Day Life on Instagram and Facebook. And you guys have a kick-ass day.